Right now, without you thinking about it, there are machines inside of you. Not as a figure of speech, but actual machines. And millions of them in every single cell. Some of them walk, they have two little legs, and they take real step hauling a cargo down a track 100 steps a second. And some spin like turbines to charge your batteries. Some grab the oxygen out of the breath you just took and carry it to your muscles. Everything you are, every heartbeat, every thought, and every cold that you fought off is these machines just doing their jobs. Now, what do we call them? Proteins. And for 50 years, one of the hardest questions in all of science was simply this: what do they look like? Because a protein is a machine and its shape is the whole reason that it works. Figuring out that shape from scratch was so brutally hard that a scientist could spend an entire career working out the shape of a single one. Then a few years ago, an AI learned to do it. And for nearly every protein we know of, it was able to understand it in just a year. And not by understanding biology, but by treating life as a language that it could learn to read. But here's the part that should stop you. It's the same kind of AI you use to write an email. And that's what people actually mean when they say AI is going to cure cancer. And this year, the very first cancer drug built with it is expected to reach a person. So let me show you how it really works and how far it really goes. Start with the machines themselves. So a protein is built as a chain and made up of small parts called amino acids. And they're linked in a specific order like beads on a thread. And there are only 20 kinds of bead. That's the entire alphabet of life. So you string them in one order, you get the machine that carries oxygen to your blood. You do it in a different order, you get an enzyme that breaks apart your food and can run its chemical reaction 1,000,000 times a second. So your body carries the instructions for around 20,000 of these, billions of copies packed into every one of your cells. But a bare chain does nothing. The magic is what happens next. The chain folds. In a fraction of a second, it collapses into a specific, intricate, three-dimensional shape. This is the thing to hold on to for the rest of this video. In biology, shape is function. Want to feel how much of the shape matters? Take that same oxygen-carrying protein and change one single letter in its recipe. One bead out of hundreds. That one change makes the molecules clump into stiff rods that bend the whole blood cell into a crescent. That is sickle cell disease. Just one letter and one wrong shape and a lifetime of pain. So if shape is everything, then understanding life and fixing it when it breaks comes down to one question. Given the string of beads, can you predict the shape it folds into? So for decades, the answer was no, and not even close. And the reason why is one of the great that can't be right facts in science. Take a single protein chain and count the shapes it can fold into. Each bead can twist in a few ways, and there are hundreds of beads. So the possibilities multiply and multiply and multiply until the number you land on is actually larger than the number of atoms in the entire universe. So if a protein is searched for its correct shape by trying them one at a time, it would take longer than the universe has existed. So for decades, if you wanted a protein's shape, you couldn't calculate it. You had to go into a lab and measure it, and then grow the protein into a crystal, fire X-rays through it, and reconstruct the shape from how they scattered. It took months, sometimes years, and for many, it couldn't be even done at all. So add up half of a century of that painstaking work, and humanity had solved about 200,000 proteins, which sounds like a lot until you hear the other number. By then, we had discovered the recipe for around 250 million. We knew the bead strings for hundreds of millions of machines and the shape of almost none of them. So every unknown shape was a locked door, but behind these doors were cures. So for most of those 50 years, everyone attacked this with the obvious way. Simulate the atoms, model every force, let a computer grind out where the chain would settle, and it basically never worked. The breakthrough came from flipping the question. So what if you stop trying to calculate the shape from the laws of physics and instead try to predict it the way you'd predict anything else, by learning from examples? So those 200,000 shapes that were solved by hand weren't just a museum, they are a training set. So a protein is a sentence in a language with 20 letters. Its folded shape is the meaning. And we happen to have built machines that are astonishingly good at reading a sequence and predicting what it means. So machines don't understand a thing about what they're reading, but they've seen so many examples that they can predict the pattern anyway. The question then stopped being, can we compute life? It started becoming, can we learn to read it? So the AI that cracked it is called AlphaFold, and it works in 3 moves. Move 1, it reads the chain, and here's where your email AI walks in. So the engine that's inside ChatGPT is a trick called attention. As it reads a sentence, every word gets to look at every other word and work out which ones are connected to it. So AlphaFold does the same kind of thing to a protein. It reads the whole chain and figures out which beads are secretly linked. It's basically drawing up a map of who's holding hands with whom. But reading one protein only gets you so far. So it does something that no chatbot would ever do. It goes and finds the same protein in other living things. A version in a mouse, a fish, a mushroom, a bacterium, and hundreds of species that each inherited their own copy of this machine and then let it drift across millions of years of evolution. So picture 2 gears meshed inside a machine. So if one of them grows a bigger tooth, the gear beside it has to open a bigger notch to match it, or else the 2 of them will jam. So parts that touch have to change together. So when AlphaFold finds 2 spots that are mutated in a lockstep across thousands of species, it knows that those 2 spots are touching in a folded shape. So evolution spent 1 billion years running that experiment and keeping only the versions that still worked, and AlphaFold just reads the answers that it has left behind. The third move, and it's the other AI that you actually already know. So now it has to turn all of these clues that are there into an actual 3-dimensional shape. So it does what an image generator does. You know, when you type a few words and AI conjures a picture out of what looks like a TV static and then sharpens it step by step until it's a photograph. So AlphaFold starts with a random cloud of atoms, pure static, in 3 dimensions, and then sharpens it step by step, guided by everything it has read, and until the cloud snaps into a precise folded molecule. So it doesn't calculate the shape, it sculpts it. It reads the protein like a sentence. It reads evolution like a record book, and it sculpts the answer like an image. So in about a year, AlphaFold predicted the shapes of 200 million proteins, very nearly every protein that is known to science. So a 50-year wall was gone in a year. And the scientists who actually spent their entire lives on this said that they never thought they'd actually see it. In 2024, it won the Nobel Prize. So we can see machines now, and this is where cancer finally comes in. So here's what almost every drug that you have really ever taken works. So a disease is usually some protein in your body but doing the wrong thing. It's jammed on or jammed off, and it's bent out of shape. And a drug is most of the time a tiny molecule shaped to fit into one specific pocket on that protein. It's just like a key into a lock, and then it switches it off. That's it. That's the machinery behind the whole medicine cabinet. But look at what that requires. So to design a key, you have to see the lock and the exact shape of that pocket. And for most of that history, and for most proteins, we were carving keys blindly. The rare times that we could actually see the lock, it was close to magic. The scientists worked out the precise precise shape of a protein that a AIDS virus needed to reproduce, designed molecules to jam it shut, and then helped turn HIV from a death sentence into something people could live with for decades. The trouble was that we could almost never see it, and now we can see nearly all of them. So a company spun out of the very team that built AlphaFold is exactly doing this, using it to design molecules that fit proteins driving cancer. And this year, the first cancer drug designed this way is expected to be given to the first human patient. So how far does this really go? Not really far as the slogan. The first patient is to start one of the hardest roads in medicine, not the end of it. Seeing the lock is not the same as having the key. The molecule still has to grip tightly and hit the right target, and not the 1,000 proteins that look like it and then slip inside the cell and not poison you. The AI did one step out of 100, but it did the step that had stumped everyone for decades. AI is going to cure cancer isn't quite the right sentence, but here's the right one. AI just handed medicine a key that it had been missing for half a century, and that's the part that's actually bigger than cancer. It isn't that AI folded a protein, but it's a piece of nature that we were sure was too complex to predict, turned out to be predictable. And the moment we had a machine that could learn the pattern from enough examples. So which leaves us the thrilling question hanging in the air. What else is like that? And how much of biology and how much of what quietly that goes wrong in our body is just a prediction problem that we haven't cracked yet and is waiting for the same move. So the person who led this work thinks that that's exactly where we're going, that machine learning is about to become the natural language for describing biology itself. So think back to those machines inside you, the ones that walk, spin, and carry your breath around your body, the ones that we couldn't see for 50 years. We can see them now, and with the same kind of AI that you used this morning to write an email, and we are just beginning to learn how to fix them when they break. We finally learned to read the machinery of life, but we are only on the first page now. If you liked this video, subscribe to our channel.